Hi, my name is Lynn. Welcome to my channel. I just had Cry Fest 2026, or the first Cry Fest of 2026. I'm sure there's more to follow. Anyhow, I'm not here for that. I just got to thinking when my face, or when I got to thinking that when I cry, my face gets really puffy and it gets very blotchy, which I'm sure happens to a lot of people. And so I thought maybe I'll do a video to show how I myself cover up this big blotchy puffy mess. But maybe somebody who wants to cover up their puffy, blotchy face from crying, stay tuned. If this video may be for you. So I decided to use this vintage neutrals palette from Artitude Cosmetics. I got it in the mail yesterday. It was part of my Black Friday deals that I got, and so I ordered it. It's such a cute palette. Let me see if I can open it. I love this color story. It's so pretty. So I did go somewhere last night and I used it and I loved my look. So I decided I'm going to do something easy. I'm just going to repeat the look that I already did last night. And it turned out so good. So we're going to see if it turns out good after a big cry. I'm going to start out, I'm going to use this Neptune Hydrate and Blur Hyaluronic Acid Serum to try to help with my face. This is kind of going to be a get ready with me style video. Even though I feel like doing those videos for me, I love watching them, but I always feel like I don't know what to say. So it may be get ready with me in silence. I don't know. Now I'm going to use number 7. This is the Day Cream. I'm going to use that for hydrating. Hydrate my skin. I love this stuff so much. I've been using it for years now. And I think they rebranded because it used to be called Boots number 7. But I think it's just called number 7 now. And they said something about now you can get it over the pond or whatever. And I was thinking you could before because I've been using it for years. You had to buy it at Target. That was the only place you can get it. Now the difference is you can get it at like a Walgreens or anywhere, like any drugstore, I think, or I don't know, maybe Fred Meyer has it, maybe Kroger or whatever. I don't know. I get it now at Walgreens because it's close. But if I need to, I'll go to Target and get it too, because you can still get it there, as far as I know. So now that I have done that, I'm going to go ahead and use this e.l.f. Power Primer. Get my face primed. And I'm just using a little bit here to fill in those wrinkles, a little bit on my nose, and mostly on my chin, because this, I think, is where I have the biggest pores. And whatever I have left, I only used a small amount, but whatever I have left will go on the rest of my face. I finish off just by patting it in. And now I'm going to use this Wet n Wild foundation. Putting it on the back of my hand. I'm just blotting that in. And then I'm going to just put it right here and work it all over the place. I don't put it right underneath my eyes because I don't want those to be cakey, but just kind of working it all over the face. And it's probably, I probably put down too much. And I will work it up towards my eyes. I just didn't want to start right under my eyes. Yeah, I definitely used too much. And I'm not saying that because there's too much on my face. I'm saying it because I still have a ton on the back of my hand. Look at all the redness. It's just completely gone now. And I'm just blotting it just to work it into the skin. I don't want to do this because it'll wipe it away. You can see now there's a red line. But if you just blot it, that goes away. So don't wipe away your product. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but if you want good results, blot, don't rub. This is still a little bit red down here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I literally just blotted in with my, the back of my hand one time. Look at the product I still have here. There's still a lot. So I didn't really use that much. The majority of it is still on the back of my hand. Now I'm going to take the damp sponge, make sure I can probably get a few drops. Yeah, see there? So it's not completely dry, but it's not soaking wet either. And I'm just going to blot this because I want it to be basically, I want it to become part of my skin. And yeah, you're going to start seeing some of that red showing up again. We'll take care of that. Just blotting. I just want it to look, and I should probably be looking in my mirror too, to see what the heck I'm doing. I'm just looking in the phone right now, which is teeny tiny, so I don't want to spend too much time looking down in the mirror. You can't see what I'm doing. Also, when you're doing this, don't make faces. I know I just did while I was going under my eyes, but simply because I didn't want to poke my eyeball. But when you're doing your forehead, don't do that because you're going to accentuate those creases. So you do that, and then when you put powder on, you'll set it. So we're already a lot less red. We're still a little bit puffy here. See what I can do about that. I'm going to go in with a concealer, and I'm just going to put it just in a few places. I'm going to put it here, of course. I just did too much there, tad too much. I'm going to put a little bit on my nose, just right at the top. I don't want it all over my nose, but just at the top, because I'll blend it, in upwards and downwards. And then of course I have some sunspots because I'm aging. I'm super old now. I mean, not super old, but definitely older than I'd like to be. It happens, right? The alternative is no better, so I'll take it. And then I'm just going to, let's see, I'm going to start with this down here. Just blending that in. Again, I didn't use very much at all, but this will just finish covering up those sunspots that I have right there. And then I'm going to work this upwards and work this slowly up underneath the eye, doing my best not to make it too cakey. I don't use very much liquid products under my eyes because it will crease and look terrible. I'm just getting right under here because that tends to turn very red on me, and also just above my lip gets really patchy too. I feel like it's the only time I feel like I look like I have a lip because it gets really red just above my lip. When I was little, I would get very pronounced patches on my face. Everybody would think I was having an allergic reaction if I was crying. They thought I was allergic to my tears. They would freak out. And it's just because I'm extremely pale. Oh, I'm getting an important call. I'll be right back. Now I'm just gonna make sure that there's no creases there. And then I'm gonna set it with powder. And I'm just using my Menagerie translucent powder. When you take your powder and you put it underneath your eyes, if you put so much powder under your eyes, it sucks up your foundation and your concealer and it starts to crease. The foundation and concealer is supposed to go down into your skin, but when you put a powder, it sucks it all up with oils, and then it starts to look cakey. It looks creasy and cakey. And no matter what, throughout the end of the day, you have to start pressing it in and reapplying powder again, and it just looks worse and worse and worse. So I have learned I don't bake. I don't bake if I don't want a cake. That's what I say. Okay, so now I'm going to give myself a little bit of shadow. I'm going in. It's actually, I think this is just a bronzer, but it's more gray toned to me. This one here. It's from my Real Her You Are Brilliant palette. And I'm just going to go just right here with it and just deepen this a little bit. And then I work up through my hairline. And then I blend out a lot. I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right, now I'm going to do, because I was crying, I'm going to do a little bit on my nose and try to bring it in and take some of that puffiness out. It helps. And then I'm just going to bring it down right here where you have natural shadows. Look, it makes such a difference. Like this looks super puffy. This doesn't. So you just put things down where your natural shadows are. And then it looks so much better. And I go all the way up to my eyebrows after I've already put the main color down, because I don't want it to look like I have lines. I see people, not judging, do what works for you, but I see people in videos sometimes where their makeup looks incredible. It looks so good. And I'm sure there's going to be things where y'all are like, yeah, but yours is blah, 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 whatever. Okay, cool. I'm not judging, but I see people who have fabulous makeup, but you see dark lines, you can see exactly where they're contouring. That is not the idea of a contour. The idea of contouring is you blend it so that it just looks like shadow, like it looks normal. Hi, I'm normal. Y'all seen that SpongeBob? Seen that SpongeBob episode? Hi, I'm normal. All right. Actually, don't usually do that. I should probably do this though. I would use a little bit of shadow under my nose. I actually don't mind my nose shape too much, but like I said, when I've been crying and I look a little more puffy than usual, that's when I will kind of contour my nose a little bit, just to take some of that puff out. I have this white highlighter. It doesn't have any shimmer to it. It's just a matte white highlighter. This is from Florasis. So I actually will go back in with that, and I will just put that where I don't want shadow. So I think that it's easier, or I think it's better to put down very light shadow and then just go back in with a white and let some of your natural color be the shadow. Again, this is just what I do. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. Do what works for you. There's no shame in that. And I'm not an expert in everything. So, I mean, I'm not an expert. I just do what works for me, and I'm cool with that. All right. Now I don't want any shadowing here. So I'm just going to I'm using that same white. I'm using that same white. And I'm just very carefully going right here where I'm kind of puffy from crying. So you can see it just takes it away. Not completely, but it's a lot better. All right. Okay. Again, I'm not baking. This is just a very light hand, and then you can blend it out also. I mean, it doesn't have to be dark. I'm just trying to get rid of some of that shadow, some of that puffiness from crying. All right, looking better. Now I think because I was already using this palette, I'm just going to finish off with this palette, and I'm going to use this blush here. This one is called Genuine. And I'm just going to pat that in. See, this is really dark. I have to get used to seeing myself with darker blushes. I usually go very light blush. Because anything dark on my face just looks cuckoo cuckoo, looks crazy. So I just have to really blend everything out. I know there's a lot of people that I follow that love blush and they like to have that extreme color. For me, it just looks like I am a lobster. I don't want to look like a lobster. So even just this small amount that I used, it just looks so bright. And this, oh my God, no. Now I look like a lobster. I'm definitely going to have to go in with translucent powder again. Probably should knock some of that off. What are you doing, Tonka? So now I'm just going to blend. Oh, blush, man. I don't know why this side is so much brighter than this side. Blush is a scary thing for me because it's so dark unless I use a really light blush. Then I also like to just kind of work that down just ever so lightly because, you know, realistically, we have a little pink in our cheeks. I just try to do what looks the most natural. Not this. This is not natural. This is looking better over here, even though I look in the mirror and it still looks very, very red to me. But that's okay because I have a solution for that too, which is more translucent powder. All right, now I'm just going to go over this just a little bit and lighten that up. I was crying to get rid of all the red, and then I went and put the red right back in. Look at that. That looks so much better. Oh, that's so much better. I don't want to look like a lobster. And I'm sure you don't either. That's better. That's better. So I personally believe in leaving the mistakes in my video. Not that this was necessarily a mistake. Maybe using the shade was a mistake. But I like to leave the mistakes in because I feel like we all make them. Maybe we don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who makes mistakes, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I just like to leave an option for people to fix their mistakes, like figure out how to fix the mistakes once they're made. So that's looking better. I have to move my foot. I'm just going to pat. I wouldn't normally do this. I would usually use a makeup brush and I would just kind of pat with the brush. But because I went in with such a bright blush, I want some of the moisture from this sponge to help move it so that it looks a little bit, so that it looks a little more even. And it actually looks very pretty now. It's blended down into my skin. I'm going to use this Florasis. It's a double-sided. There's a liner on one side. There's a spoolie on the other side. Brow liner, because I thought that was such a sharp tip and I loved it until I found this faux brow by I guess it's L'Oreal. I love this. This is more like actual hair strokes. So I still use this spoolie. I still use this sometimes. It depends on, you know, what kind of brow I want to have. But I just brush everything up, kind of over a little bit because our eyebrows don't naturally just poke up. I don't use brow gel because I feel like that looks strange on me. I don't have a lot of brows, so I don't know. For me personally, it's not my jam. I use these brow powders. Depending on what color my hair is at any given time, I go with what I think will look the most natural. This one is going to look most natural with my orange hair here. And I know my orange looks like it's just red, like it's natural red hair. It's not natural. And then I just go along my natural brow and I try to match where it goes down, where the tail is. And I try to do the darkest part from the middle to the outer edge. And then once most of that powder is gone, then I go to the inner portion because I don't want this as dark as this. So then I'm going to go back in with that spoolie again just to start here and blend that out a little bit and make sure everything is shaped the way I want it. This is my natural brow shape. And it helps knock away any powder that is not where your natural brow is. Even my natural brows don't match. Like this one is up higher. This eyebrow goes up higher than this one. And this one is shaped better than this one. This one seems to curve. I don't know. My facial hair has a mind of its own. That's all I'm going to say about it. Okay, now I'm going to shake this just a little bit to make sure that the liquid gets to the felt. And this is so great because it has 2 points to it. So I just carefully stroke upwards to give me those natural hairs. And I don't just go up throughout, but I do want to look like I have natural hair. So I will add in where it's kind of balded away, where I don't have those hairs. And just make sure I don't have any bare patches. And then I tend to just go the direction of the hairs. I have some hairs up here at the top that go downwards, even if I use the spoolie to comb them up. So instead of, using that, I use that to my advantage. So I just use this and do strokes in the same direction because that's what is natural for my eyebrows. Now they look more like sisters, not cousins. Now I'm going to use this NYX eyelid primer. Because I'm so low on, what is that? Okay, I don't know. I got something on my hand. Because I'm low on brushes, I'm just going to do this. I hate doing this because it's getting low. I feel like I either get too much or not enough. Okay, I'm just going to use my finger to tap that in to the lid. Burning a little bit from my crying. What in the world? Oh my goodness. I have something all over my skin. Looks like makeup of some sort. Who knows? Could be anything. I forgot while I was getting ready to hydrate my lips in advance. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. It's especially important when you've been crying and your lips dry out. I'm just using some Burt's Bees right now because it's what I have next to me. I love the peppermint sensation on my lips. And it smells so good. Speaking of peppermint, just reminded me. I made coffee hours ago And then I got distracted and was crying and everything. And then my coffee pot shut off before I had even a first cup of coffee. And I keep forgetting to drink my coffee. That's my first sip. You saw my first sip. It's like 3 in the afternoon now, I think. The vintage palette. I'm going to go in with Vibes. You see it? Vibes, the pink one here. But I'm going to do circular motions here from the center of, or sorry, not the center, from the inner corner and work towards the center. And I'm actually going to use big circular motions because I do want it up here a little bit, but I don't want it super extreme. I just want it to blend nicely. I'm going to tap that inner corner. I do want it down here a little bit as well. Oh yeah, we like it. A little bit there. Doesn't look like I was crying anymore, does it? And trust me, if I took the makeup off, you will see I'm still blotchy and still super puffy because it lasts for hours. It is the curse of having such pale skin. I'm going to go into the shade Nostalgia, this dark plum. I'm going to knock some of that off, but not much. And I'm going to start at the outer corner and work my way in. And work it into the crease a little bit. And just a little bit on the lower outer lash. I don't want a lot, but I do want it to kind of match the upper lids. And just keep blending. Just keep blending, blending, blending. What do? We blend, blend, blend. Now I'm going to go in with my NYX glitter primer. I'm just going to keep the primer mostly in the center. Now I have a bunch. I always have too much product on the back of my hand, but that's why it's good. That's why it's good to put product on the back of your hand, because if you drip it just on your face, like a lot of people do, you cake it on. It's too much. Now I'm going to use Reminiscence. It's the shimmer here. Let's see if I can make it shifty. Yeah, I see that green, pink. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, I'm going to put that. Just dance it back and forth right there. Where I had the primer. And then after I have most of the placement, then I work just a little bit further out where there is no primer so that it just blends together. A little more of that. Now I'm going to take that brush that I started with the pink, and I'm just going to blend that in just a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to take this e.l.f. felt liner, and I'm going to, I don't want a big wing, I'm just going to go just to kind of where the crease ends. I'm just gonna fill that in. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this kiss liner and tight line because I have that gap. Since I don't have eyelashes, you can really see it. So tight lining is especially important for me. Thank you. To use this ColourPop ColourPop liner. It's called Zebu Juban. Anyways, I'm going to use it in my waterline. I'm just using my phone as my mirror at the moment. So we're going to hope I don't poke my eyeball out. Going into the vintage palette again. I'm going to use the shimmer. It's like a pink, peachy green shimmer. I'm going to use the Glamour shimmer, and I'm just going to put, it's very flaky. So I have to be very careful that I don't overdo, but I'm going to put it just here to highlight the inner corner. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Tiny, tiny bit right at the bottom as well. It's so pretty. Now, actually, I do want just a little bit underneath my brow. I don't think I did that last night, and it actually might not work because this is so flaky. Oh, maybe I got some of it on my brush. So I'm going to put some of it just under my brow here. Very small amount there. And you know what? I think I'm going to use this as my highlighter today as well because it's so pretty. I love it. So I'm going to just tap, 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 tap. It's just very, very sparkly. Little bit right here. Now it doesn't look like I was crying, does it? This girl needs some lashes. Now, the other night when I did my video, I put some Menagerie eyeshadow topper and lip topper on my lashes to give them a sparkle. I'm going to use those same lashes. Oh, there we go. You can see the sparkle. It's very subtle, but it's so pretty. I love it, and I think it'll go really well with this look. I'm just going to take my hair down and zhuzh it a little bit. Not doing anything fancy. I'm not going anywhere. I just thought it would be fun to do a video of how I would do my makeup after crying. And this. I always forget something, don't I? Okay, well, what lip am I going to do? I'm going to use my Urban Decay lipstick here. This is the shade Back Talk. And I would usually line my lips if I was going somewhere, but since I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going to. And you can't make me. Kind of wish I left my hair up, actually. I think because my hair is all, it was cute last night. I had it all wavy and cutesy tootsy, but now it's just looking crazy. I think I might just put it back up. So I'm just putting it back up because that's how I roll. Okay. Here's the finished look. I think I should do outtake videos. Let me know if you want to see that. Let me know if you want to see videos of different ridiculous things that happen while I'm doing these videos, and I'll start a collection of outtake videos so you can see the little bloopers that happen when I'm trying to record these videos. And maybe once a month or once every couple months, if I get enough of them, I'll do a blooper reel for you. Let me know if that's something you'd want to see, because it happens, but it's funny when these things happen. So anyways, this is the final look. What do you think of it? Doesn't look like I was crying, does it? Much better. So, if you were crying, never fret. Makeup definitely can cover up those puffy red cheeks or eyes or lips in my case. And maybe you cried because of watching this video. It's okay if you did. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining me through this hectic, crazy video. If you liked this video, maybe subscribe or follow me if you're on TikTok. I hope to see you next time. Bye.